Hello and welcome to Championship Predictions Game Week 46, the final day of the Championship. So much to get through. Playoffs, who's going to be champions, who's going down, etc. So yeah, we'll just jump straight into it and get into the prediction show. I expect it to be a long one as what is going on at the top, bottom and playoff race. So we start with a critical game between Bristol City and Preston in the playoff and relegation race. Preston, back-to-back losses for them away at Hull and at home to Plymouth. Bristol City, same with them losing to Luton, who were in a relegation battle, losing to Leeds 4-0 as well. Both sides have been mid-table championship for the last few years, so it would be kind of ironic to see one of these teams go up or go down, or even both, maybe, if Bristol City can get in those playoff places. Preston under Paul Heckingbottom have been absolutely dreadful these last few weeks, and this is where they are sucked right into this relegation scrap in 20th place now. Preston haven't picked up 1 point in the last few matches, and I think they are the favourites to get relegated, even though Hull are in the drop zone at the moment. Preston are the favourites to get relegated. Bristol City just probably need a point to get into the playoffs, and they'll be all right. Preston need a bit more than a point, I think. They're going to need all three to win this. So I'm going to back a 1-1 draw. I just can't. I think it'd be a bit boring, a bit cagey, and both sides being mid-table for the past few years will basically have a mid-table clash here in this one. So yeah, I'm going Bristol City 1, Preston 1 in this one. So it is Burnley, it is Millwall at Turf Moor. Both sides winning their last two matches. Burnley emphatically beating Queen's Park Rangers 5-0. Millwall beating Swansea in a scrappy game on last Saturday afternoon. Of course, Millwall probably do need to win this game just because their goal difference is a lot worse than the likes of Blackburn and Middlesbrough and Coventry and Bristol City. Bristol City +4, Coventry +4. Millwall just on the 0, Blackburn and Middlesbrough on +5 and +10 respectively. Burnley looking to be champions and trying to knock Leeds United off top step. It could be a very, very tough ask to do that. But I can see them doing it. But I think Millwall are going to be up for this, and I think they will grab a goal though, Millwall. Probably via Ivanovic or somebody along those lines. Burnley against Leeds, for the title, I still think Leeds will get the job done because Leeds are away to Plymouth, but Home Park can be a difficult place to go. But as for this game, I'm going to back Burnley to win this 2-1. I think Millwall will grab a goal, as I said previously, just because I think they've got some great firepower with Ivanovic, Saville, Aziz, and Coburn, of course, in that striker role. So yeah, I'm going to back Burnley to win 2-1, and they might win the league. Millwall won't get playoffs. They'll narrowly miss them out, in my opinion. Coventry, Middlesbrough, it's a one-game shootout, really, for the playoffs. Both teams in real crap form. Coventry losing back-to-back away games to Plymouth and Luton, both relegation threatened sides. Middlesbrough drawing at home to Norwich, and they've only picked up 1 win in the last 5, and that was at home to Plymouth via a 90th minute Tommy Conway goal. I mean, both sides are playing absolute crap, so it's a bit of a confidence rocker, this one. I mean, Coventry are better at home than they are away, so yeah, I could probably see Coventry winning this, and overall I do think they have a lot more quality with the likes of Sakamoto, Rudoni, Sims, Haji Wright and Grimes, but their backline is where it weakens, and I could see Middlesbrough exploiting that. Overall, I'm going to back Coventry to win this, though. I'm going to go for another 2-1. Just because Coventry at home, they're very good at home and they know what they're doing and they're resilient. So yeah, I'm going back Coventry to win this 2-1, and Middlesbrough are going to miss out the playoffs for another year running. So yeah, Coventry to get in the playoffs in this one and beat Middlesbrough by 2-1. Derby take on Stoke now. Both sides could still get relegated. Derby with back-to-back wins, Stoke with back-to-back losses from Leeds and Sheffield United, so they don't really want to take too much into account with those losses. Both these sides could be playing for a draw, depending what the scores are on around the grounds. It could be just kick-about, training session kind of game, this. Although I do reckon Derby will give this a right go. I think Stoke will as well, but at the start of the game, especially if Preston, Hull and all those teams around there start winning, because the possibility is that one of these sides could go down, and then you will see a very open game of football. I'm debating what game to do on the watch along. It's confirmed we will have a watch along on Saturday for these games. I'll set that up on Friday night and stuff. So yeah, though this game, I'm gonna back a 1-1 draw. I just think both sides will be a bit. It'd be a bit cagey. They'll both be safe, in my opinion. I think Preston will eventually go down, and this means them two sides can just play around if they draw at Bristol City as well. So yeah, I'm going back a 1-1 draw, just because I wonder what the odds are on this. This would be very favourite. Probably would be favourite for a draw on this one. So yeah, I'm back in Derby 1, Stoke 1 in this one. Norwich take on already relegated Cardiff. Cardiff back-to-back draws, probably should have beaten Oxford, and then should have beaten West Brom as well with the amount of chances they had. And they come up against Norwich, who they would have, if they weren't relegated Cardiff City, they would have fancied their chances coming to Carrow Road on the final day, because Jonas have Thorpes left, they've got Jack Wilshere in, it's all kinds of problems down at Norwich City at the moment. So yeah, could definitely see Cardiff winning this, just because Norwich have got nout to play for. So yeah, definitely won't be watching this game on Saturday afternoon. So yeah, overall I'm just gonna back I'm just gonna back a 0-0. I just don't know. I don't think Cardiff aren't very score happy. Norwich haven't scored many of late. So yeah, I'm just gonna back a 0-0 in this one. I'm going Norwich 0, Cardiff 0 in a bit of a dead rubber. One of the only dead rubbers in the Championship so far. Plymouth take on Leeds at Home Park, another bit of a dead rubber. Plymouth basically down, aren't they? But they have to win 13 or 14-0 or something, and hope the other teams lose around them. So yeah, that was all done earlier in the season when they got thrashed. I remember that one game against Burnley. They got smashed away to not Sunderland. They drew there. They've been smashed away at loads of teams. Leeds, Burnley. Yeah, it's not been good. Leeds, you'd back them to win this 4-0 and 6-0. They are starting to look like a Premier League team, in my opinion, just because they're beating Bristol City, who are a playoff team, 4-0. I mean, that is ridiculous. And then 6-0 before that. Plymouth back-to-back wins themselves over Coventry and Preston. So yeah, could definitely see them causing a few issues for Leeds at Home Park on this Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna bat Leeds. I think it'd be an open game of football, this one. I think it'll have plenty of chances, but I'm gonna bat Leeds 3-1 away from home. Get the job done, and it'll be a scrappy. Well, no, it won't be scrappy. I think Plymouth might score first, and it'll be fairly routine for Leeds after that. So yeah, I'm backing them to beat Plymouth here 3-1. And towards a big game at the bottom, it is Portsmouth against Hull. And, Portsmouth already safe, aren't they, with their 53 points. And I wouldn't be surprised if they went and beat Hull and relegated them in this one. I think Hull is still in the box seat to get relegated. But, yeah, I just don't. They're not showing much fight. The fight against Derby wasn't great. They tried to create stuff, but it just wasn't working for Ruben Sellers. It could be quite funny if Reading end up getting promoted and then Hull end up getting relegated. Would be quite funny if that happened. Hull beating Preston before that, get a big 3 points beforehand, and then just losing to Derby just sucks them right back into that drop zone, doesn't it? With all the teams just winning at the moment around them. I think I'm going to back Hull City to win this, even though Portsmouth are very, very good at home. I think they're like 7th in the home table. But yeah, I'm going to back Hull to win this. I'm going to go 1-0 away from home. Hull City get the job done. Very good result for Hull if they can get this. And yeah, I think they will stay up if they just get the 3 points, which is always a big ask away at Portsmouth. So yeah, I'm backing Hull to win this 1-0 away at Pompey. And a big game in the playoff race as Blackburn travel to Sheffield United. These two could be playing each other in the playoffs, of course, as Blackburn could finish 6th. Sheffield United will finish 3rd. It is guaranteed for them to finish 3rd now. Valérien Ismaël winning 4 of his last 4 matches for Blackburn away at Luton, which is a tough place to go. Millwall at home, who are really difficult to play. Sunderland and Watford. So he's done really well since he's come in as Valérien Ismaël. And when they thought they were out of it away at home to Watford, last Saturday, they came back and won 2-1. They've got great fight and great spirit in them, to Blackburn Rovers at the moment. And I could definitely see them sneaking into those playoff places. Sheffield United, on the other hand, beating Stoke last time out, a big win, and it shows they are not going to lie down until this season is done, and they won't just sit back on this final day. Then I doubt Chris Wilder will rotate, because he wants momentum going into those playoffs, and you do need it. For a prediction though, I am going to back a draw just because I think Blackburn are really going to be up for this, and I just think Sheffield United, they could rest a few players. I doubt it. Chris Wilder said he still wants to finish the season strong, but I am going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one, just because Blackburn will be up for it more than Sheffield United, in my opinion, and they will grab a draw. So yeah, I'm going to back a 2-2 in this one, and Sheffield United can have some momentum going into those playoffs, and maybe Blackburn could just sneak in. They probably can't get in with a point though. I think Sheffield United show a great fight and stop Blackburn getting in the playoffs, so I'm going 2-2 here. Now we go to the Stadium of Light, which is a bit of a dead rubber, but Sunderland need the momentum going into the playoffs against Queen's Park Rangers. Sunderland, well, they've been on an absolute horrible run, recently losing 2-0 away at Oxford United, which is never good, losing away. But Oxford have picked up of late, so it isn't too much of a horrible performance. As for QPR, losing Cifuentes via guarding role, for probably taking up manager vacancies, or he won't get the West Brom job. I think there's rumours he might get the Swansea or Sheffield Wednesday job or something like that, or the Norwich job, because of Sheffield Wednesday for Danny Rowe leaving. Of course, Sunderland need the momentum, need to get back in the playoffs. They haven't won in absolutely ages, haven't won since the 5th of April, nearly a month since Sunderland last won a football match. I'm going to back them to get back to winning ways though here and win by 3-1 over Queen's Park Rangers, just because of the Cifuentes issues down at QPR. So yeah, I go back Sunderland to get back to winning ways in over a month and beat QPR 3-1 here. And now to both sides that are safe, and as Swansea take on Oxford. Oxford beating Sunderland last time out 2-0 to confirm themselves of their safety for the Championship next season. Swansea, they were never really in any relegation threat. They did go on a massive winning run before that against beating Plymouth, Sunderland, Hull, QPR, but then falling short of Millwall, who are on absolute fire at the moment, are the Lions. Swansea, I mean, they've got nothing to play for, neither do Oxford. I could see Swansea absolutely ripping into them like they did to Plymouth a few weeks back. Yeah, Gary Rowett is a good manager, but I don't think he'll want to let this one get out of his grasp too quickly. They've got to focus on next season now to Oxford United. But I'm going to back Swansea in this one to win by 2-0. I just think Oxford will take the foot off the gas. They're on the beach. Swansea, same here. Same there, but yeah, I'm going back Swansea to win this 2-0 in my opinion and get a good win over Oxford in this one to finish the season strong. And another mid-table dead rubber is Tom Cleverley's Watford against Danny Rowe's Sheffield Wednesday. Watford 4 losses on the bounce, away at West Brom, then at home to Burnley, and then back on the road again to Portsmouth and Blackburn, losing them 2 games. They've been in the games under Tom Cleverley, just haven't been getting the results of such. So yeah, they'll be looking to put that right next game, which is against Sheffield Wednesday, of course. Sheffield Wednesday beating Middlesbrough before drawing and getting a hopeless point at home to Portsmouth. Yeah, I think Watford should get back to winning ways in this one. I think just because they're at home and Danny Rowe seems to be losing the plot a little bit with Sheffield Wednesday. I think, is he off to Leipzig, Southampton or Leicester? Who knows? So yeah, good about Watford by 1-0 in this one over Sheffield Wednesday. They'll just get the job done under Tom Cleverley. And yeah, Watford to beat Sheffield Wednesday in this one by 1-0. West Brom take on Luton in the final game that we will predict in the Championship for the 24-25 season. Luton just win and you're safe pretty much, and they wouldn't have wanted a much favourable fixture than this, playing away at West Bromwich Albion, who have got absolutely nothing to play for. It is absolute music to the ears of the Luton fans after back-to-back wins over Coventry City and Bristol City at Kenilworth Road. West Brom sacking Tony Mowbray after that 3-1 loss to Derby. Bit of a panic sacking, in my opinion, that one. Then drawing away at Cardiff. It hasn't really changed anything. I would have just stuck with Mowbray for the rest of the season. You may as well have done. But Luton just win and you're safe, and they have the most favourable fixture probably out of any of the bottom 3. Preston go to Bristol City, of course. Hull going to Portsmouth, who have really good home form. Derby played Stoke, of course. So yeah, Luton just need to get the job done here and win, and that's what I reckon they will do. West Brom absolutely in all sorts of carnage and chaos off the pitch and on the pitch at the moment. So I'll go back Luton to win this. I'm going to go 2-0 Luton. They're in fire. They're on fire at the moment at Luton Town. So yeah, they're going to keep up the good form, and I think Luton are going to beat West Brom here 2-0 away from home, and a very, very good result for Luton as they stay in the Championship for 25-26. Thank you very much for watching Championship Predictions Game Week 46 and for the back end of this season when I started the new channel, of course. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll be back reacting to my predictions next week for this, and we've also got the watch along on Saturday, of course. So yeah, thank you, and I'll speak to you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all on the next one.